So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Well, keep conversing on social media using our hashtag EHA2020. Well, we're talking about 5 days of Power Pack panel, 180 plus speakers, and 100 plus awards, ladies and gentlemen, from August 31st to September the 4th. And right now, we're on our fourth day. Well, automation and innovation seems to be the pillars on which the future of this industry depends. Let us hear out the tech experts in the session on safety through technology and distancing.
All right.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you. Over to you.
So, hello everybody. So, this is a great show. Unfortunately, Rajesh Chopra has taken unwell. We've had 2 or 3 people who have turned unwell. Binod Chaudhary ji has turned COVID positive. He's the head of CG worldwide. Himmat Anand has turned unwell. The season is such, one is always scared. So one has to be careful. But I'm delighted to have you all here for this wonderful show. You guys are actually that thread which binds every aspect of the industry, of every hotel in today's day and age. You guys hold us tight like a stitch, like a staple. I'm so grateful to you. I have my friend Harish Chandra, wonderful host. तो आप दो बार आ गए हरीश जी. So I have Harish over there, and he heads GHTP. He's the CTO for Sarovar Hotels, and more than anything, he's so networked, right? He's all over. And I have the pleasure of welcoming Mr. Ashish Kale, all the way from Singapore. Mr. Ashish Kale heads IT for Marriott for the region, which is headed by Raj Menon. What a delight, Ashish, to be able to share screen time with you. I have Mr. Vinay Deshpande. Finally get to do a session with Mr. Vinay Deshpande. He heads IT for IHCL, or as we call it, the Taj Hotels, the Taj Group, right? Mr. Hemant Khattar, who's the IT head for the Radisson Hotel Group. Welcome, Hemant, right? And Nilesh Patel, Accor. Now, these are very big names. These are very big brands. This is a very big assignment, right? And today, in a time when COVID has gheraud us all around, and we are grappling with some manner to come to grips with the situation, you guys will be dovetailing your role with the rules of housekeeping, chief engineers, procurement, कि भाई कैसे करें, कैसे कंट्रोल करें, कैसे अपने गेस्ट्स को अश्योर करें. So I will not take more time. I will hand it over to my brother and good friend Harish Chandra. Harish, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Bhuvnesh, for your kind words. On the behalf of BW Hotelier, I would like to welcome all our participants and panelists today in this afternoon to the technology webinar IT in the post-COVID era as a part of BW Hotelier IHA 2020 awards. We will try to find various solutions. I keep on hearing from my friends, if I go to hotel, can I call my friends, relatives, who will park my car, whether I'm safe, do I need to carry my own bed sheets? Different queries are happening. COVID has really changed the world. We are in a very strange time. This is very unprecedented time. Through this session, we'll try to find out how technology can play an important role in uplifting guest sentiments. What are the various technologies which are changing the games of rule post-COVID? How our industry will change shape? Maybe the IT manager will also do job of front office manager or receptionist, or he will also work as a room service captain. Now, jobs are coming less. Everyone has to evolve with the time. We are trying to find out different technologies that hotel chains are using to uplift customer confidence, employee morale. COVID has changed lives and businesses. Hospitality and travel sector is not an exception. The only thing which is constant is change. I'm sure our industry will bounce back. C also stands for contactless continuity, continuous improvement. I would like to brief you more about this session. We have seen unprecedented time and we all are adapting the ways to the life that COVID is asking us to practice, which is putting our health above all the priorities. These are difficult times for business globally with lockdown, restricted trades, barrier movement of people, and many more. Social distancing, health and hygiene protocols have become the buzzword today, and everybody is proactively working to ensure that the risk is contained. Government, industry bodies, businesses, and everyone is taking necessary steps to ensure continuity. Today, we are attempting to get viewpoints from various hospitality industry IT leaders to highlight the best practices being adopted and the ways and means to assure that traveler, employees, and business associates remain hale and healthy, and how travel and tourism industry can win sentiments of our customers so that we remain in business. Now I'll start my questions. With the outbreak of COVID-19, domestic and international chains have taken different steps to reduce cost of business, win guest sentiments, and in safeguarding employees and guest health. I would like to know from all my IT veterans what are steps your organization have taken to ensure this. What are the various technologies that your hotel chain has put in place which is helping industry during COVID-19 times? Over to you, Mr. Vinay.
Thank you. Thank you, Harish. Before I begin answering the question, let me congratulate Bhunesh and the team for putting up an excellent show. And I've been attending several sessions over the last 3 days. And let me tell you, this is the first time I'm attending, and I'm really impressed. The wealth of knowledge that the guests and are giving is really, really impressive. And it's really kudos to you and your team for putting this together.
Thank you, Vinayji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So now, Harish, the question that you said, I think yes, you're in your opening speech, you really said that the pandemic has really been unprecedented and it has affected everyone across the globe. And in fact, travel and hospitality industry has been the worst possible affected. If you really look at, there is an underlying fear that the people have related to their safety and hygiene. And as the unlock 4.0 happens, as the pent-up demand start coming back, there are a lot of questions that the guests have in their mind, and I think collectively as an industry we need to address them. Some of the ones which might come to my mind are most important, trust in the brand, having the comfort of having stayed with a specific hotel chain and having that comfort, having that trust in them that they will do all that is right for me. From a safety and hygiene perspective, whether there is an increased frequency of cleaning and disinfection procedures which are being used, whether the social distancing norms being followed. These days, a lot more importance is being given to contactless payments. And more importantly, as we have spoken with many of our guests, what they are echoing is the fact that they are more moving into the mode what we call as a self-service mode, which means they want to do a lot of these things, the check-in, check-out, in-room dining, all those ordering themselves. So at ISCL, the safety and well-being of our guests and associates are very, very important. And there are several steps that are being taken. Some of the ones, if I quickly highlight, there is a mandatory temperature checks which are there. There is a smart sustainable solution that we have employed for cleanliness and hygiene. There is a stricter social distancing norms which are being followed and several others. However, I would like to more specifically, since this is a technology session, I want to talk about what me and my team has done in order to address these specific concerns of the guest. And so we incorporated several digital interventions, and that gave birth to what we call as iZest. We termed it as iZest, which stands for ISCL Zero Touch Service Transformation. So it's a combination of several digital initiatives that we have implemented. Before I get into that, and I think many times we get asked these questions in the sense that if you implement some of these solutions, these are a lot of costly ones, and whether you're going to spend time and spend money and all of that. So we actually looked at when we began implementing this about 2.5 months ago, we looked at various solutions which are available around the market. Many of them are untested solutions. Some of them are good, but they're very expensive. But more importantly, all these solutions require you to actually integrate that into your ecosystem, and that's where the crux of the implementation really lies. So we said that okay, we will apply a frugal engineering principles, which means we will not spend much, but at the same time we will incorporate all the key features without compromising our guest service. Right? So we decided the approach of actually building it in-house. We took a help of a startup who helped us fill in the gap that we had, and that's how we architected the solution. Since it was built ground up, the integration and complete seamless transformation of information between our transaction systems and to the digital layer that we built has been seamless. And I think that is what the key in our success is, what we believe. Some of the features, if I may enumerate, let's start with guest-facing features predominantly. We are offering, as the name suggests, we are offering a zero-touch service, which means the guest gets a link in his email or in his mobile, and he finishes a lot of those following the link. He uploads the information, he fills in a lot of the information which typically one needs to fill in during the reg card. And once he arrives at the hotel, there is a mandatory health form that needs to be filled in, and that's all the information that he actually enters, all of that on his mobile, and then he's off to his room. So that's the completely zero touch solution. While we did that, we also realized that there are many guests who may not be fully comfortable, primarily due to the form factor of the phone. And so we also have an option 2 for our solution, which is primarily on an iPad based. So when a guest arrives into the hotel, we give a pre-cleaned, pre-sanitized iPad to him, and he fills in all the information on the iPad using the digital signatures. And from there, that's how he completes the check-in process. The same principles we applied for the checkout as well, wherein the guest either uses his own mobile phone or the iPad provided with the hotel and completes the checkout process. Here we incorporated the completely digital and contactless payment methods, including all cards, all UPI, and everything that typically one uses without having any touch. And his mobile or the tablet, the guest completes the transaction. Same thing we later on extended to the F&B processes as well. Whether it is in-room dining or in the restaurant dining, the menus are digital, the ordering is digital, and that's how the guest today. These are the services that we give as part of iZest. This is primarily from the in-hotel perspective. As also we have realized that, and in fact all of us today, because of the lockdown, the amount of time that we spend on WhatsApp has really increased. Okay, and when we looked at that, we realized that that's a channel which today our guests are using and most likely going to use a lot more going forward as well. So why not have a mechanism by which we reach out to our guests using that method? So now we have launched what we call as an intelligent conversation platform on a WhatsApp, wherein we are in touch with our guests and helping them address many of their queries related to points, expiry, what are the last 5 transactions, how they can use the points, and so on. So that's another additional method that we employed given the current times. And finally, every crisis brings us new opportunities, and our business teams came up with an idea saying that why not have Taj Hospitality at your home, which means can I figure out a way by which delivering the food to your home. And for that we decided to use digital as the medium, and we launched what we call as a Qmin, and the entire food delivery today is happening on a Qmin app. And today we are live in 9 cities and growing. And in fact, the success of this has been way beyond our expectation. And the entire business has been launched keeping digital as the channel and as the reach. And we're very happy with the results. And there are several things that we will be announcing on this platform as we go forward. So Harish, these are the things that at ISCL we implemented given the current crisis situation.
Excellent.
You have done with WhatsApp is amazing. Anything you have done with Paytm, like it is used very commonly now in India?
No, we're not.
Or that is under your program?
No, we're not really gone to the Paytm because we used, in fact, we relied more on the UPI. I think UPI has really caught up. And so primarily UPI is what we focused on, and definitely all other means of payment. But we're not really gone to a specific or what we call as a closed wallets. We're not gone into that.
Okay, great. Over to you, Ashish.
First and foremost, Bhuvanesh ji, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be on this particular forum. It is amazing, and I've been actually following it from day one. I mean, in the middle of work, sometimes I can't attend all the sessions, but what I do is I am actively, literally waiting for the WhatsApp that I get in the evenings for the earlier days recording. So really appreciate all that. And thank you for letting us be here. Now, Harish, basically referring to what we did, I'm going to keep it pretty simple because I'm pretty sure there will be a lot of technology questions that would be asked anyway as part of this forum. So what I'm going to do is, just give you the basics of what we started doing as we saw this situation arise. So unfortunately or fortunately, when we saw this happening in China, we could quickly realize that this is something really big that's happening. We are monitoring the situation very closely, and we realized that this is going to become a way bigger problem than we anticipated. It's not a China-only problem. And so we got our heads around and we figured out what we need to do. So what China had already started doing was actually going to vendors to start getting some kind of rebates in terms of their annual maintenances and stuff. So while China started doing that, I started reaching out to all our vendor business partners in my part of the world, which is APEC, and started asking them, hey, this is, you've given all these discounts in China, we need discounts as well. And believe it or not, everybody said, but this is China, it's nothing to do with us. Why are you asking us for discount? I said, I just want to ramp it up because I know this is going to become a big problem. And sure enough, it did become a big problem. A month later, everything just fell apart in terms of the amount of business bookings, the cancellations. So we were very blessed with working with really good business partners. And I would probably say 95% of them really cooperated. They were in this together. And they started giving us great discounts. They started giving us great rebates. They knew it was the hotel industry, which was the hardest hit to begin with immediately. Of course, they knew, and we were very conscious that as a vendor, we wanted to make sure we don't go and offer them or ask them for such bigger discounts that they themselves have a rocking boat. So first and foremost, thanks to all the vendors. So that was a good initiative we took. Pleased to say that with all the vendor support, we actually landed up at a $1.38 million, $3.18 million of vendor rebates that came in APEC. This doesn't even include China. So that was the first thing we did, because what was important as we got into this was contain cost and save people's jobs. So that was the first thing we did from a technology aspect. And while I say this, we are not even talking about the procurement team doing their piece of it, but this was purely IT savings. And the next thing we quickly realized that we were very closely watching the revenue and the forecast that was on the books. And we looked at hotels. We knew hotels were going to close down at some point of time. We quickly started working with the internet bandwidth providers to reduce the amount of bandwidth that was given to the hotels, because that's a significant amount of cost if you put it together. So the bandwidth providers in India were also very helpful. They understood the situation. They were very generous in offering us discounts. And last but not the least, our biggest aim during this situation was really taking care of people. Unfortunately, as the businesses continued to go down, we had to go through a right-sizing exercise, and we had to make some hard decisions at times. But the good thing that came out of it, and I always look at anything with a glass half full, a lot of our IT managers in the India market and in a lot of other markets actually got cluster leaders roles. So instead of handling a single hotel, being an IT manager to one hotel, suddenly they have a growth of 5 hotels and have great titles and everything that follows with it. So which was personally pleasing to us. So we took care of our people in a lot of positive ways. And just to add on the people front, while we had to let a few of the great associates we had go, we put together a talent database right now. So everybody is very actively engaged, working with these companies to get these people back in some shape or form, get them a job. And very pleased to say that a lot of these IT managers, especially in the India market, we could actually already start rehiring them into our system because we have such a lot of pipeline coming along. So I'm very happy that, we've been doing a 360-degree turnaround of these people as well. So that's a quick one from me.
Thank you, Ashish. I would also like to know about your application Bonvoy, which is making ripples in the market. If you can tell something, how Bonvoy is helping your guests to have digital experience, touchless experience.
Sure. So about a year and a half back, we actually had launched the Marriott Bonvoy application. It had a few bugs. We got it all sorted out, set it up right. And what we did as part of that application, we also started doing mobile keyless entries. So we started developing a platform to use your mobile phone, Apple, Android, and go and open your guest rooms. Obviously, nothing to do with COVID, right? We had nothing in mind. We got about 50% of our hotels converted into mobile keyless, or we had the hotel locks BLE enabled. And when COVID came in, we saw all the more importance of having this Bonvoy app play a great role in contactless technology. And not only today can a guest book a room using the Bonvoy app, which is really seamless, he can actually use the mobile key, the phone as a mobile key to get into the room, conduct his check-in. We can actually chat in real time with the associates in the hotel. And even if he's in the room, while he doesn't have to get a physical key, he can go to the room straight away. And even while he's in the room, he can use the same app to chat with the operator downstairs, to room service, order his food. So it's kind of really, it was a blessing in disguise, I would say. So our focus for the coming year or the next 6 to 8 months is really get all our hotels in Asia Pacific or APEC basically mobile keyless entry ready.
Oh, great. Bhuvnesh, you were saying something. Sorry, I interrupted in between.
I'm a subject matter nerd. So you guys
I
should
think we are
continue.
not
I'm
able
not
to-
saying anything. No,
Okay. Thank you, Bhuvnesh.
I'm on.
Over to you, Mr. Hemant.
Thank you, Bhuvnesh, first of all, giving us opportunity to speak on a larger forum and all, the big people of the hotel industry all are together today. Okay, this, I will.
Wish I could do more. I could do more.
Thank you, sir. I will start with, nobody was prepared for this. I agree with Ashish also that we were not ready for this kind of setup, and all of a sudden, being an international chain, their presence in US, Europe, India, APEC, and all that. So we were aware that there's something big happening, and I agree with Ashish what he mentioned. And then all of a sudden, these kind of things and totally business collapsed, and so many people, so many cancellation things were happening and all that, and people were worried. So as Radisson Hotel Group, we took a lot of initiatives with respect to business processes point of view as well as IT point of view also. So I'll take it up first, business processes point of view. There are a lot of we have launched a 20-point protocol system for better hygiene, cleanliness, safety of earlier, customers were looking for safety with respect to CCTV surveillance or safety with respect to, scanning of machines and some kind of other thing, privacy and all that. Now customers are more worried for their safety as a health safety, hygiene-based safety and all that in the hotel. So first of all, we took a step, we put a 20-point program, which is for the complete staff within the hotel. At every point, what they have to complete, what they have to sanitize, check, scan, with numerous things, technologies, you call about, UV scanner, those kind, all those things are, coming in line gradually in all the hotels. And then there was a big area which is as you know that once the hotel started opening, the main business was coming with respect to some kind of social functions, meeting and events. So as a Radisson Group, we launched our own 10-point program for safety and security of guests within the meeting and events, MICE segment basically for. So at the same time, we worked out a lot of things for our internal customer, which is our staff, which is like our pillar, backbone. We're providing services to hotel customer, making them feel comfortable, secure. All sort of things like any other hotel chain would be doing similar way, PPE kits, their safety, a lot of training had gone with them. So these all things which were done by RAG as a company, Radisson Hotel Group as a company. And then in IT front, we have taken a lot of steps, and we have already rolled out a lot of systems. So we were this was not planned earlier. So this gave us to think, the food for thought that all the maximum hotel chains, they were all held up because of this traditional way of technology implemented in the hotels. Where I think my colleagues will all accept that, the maximum hotels work on maximum on-premise system and make combination of, cloud-based technology and on-premise. There was a limitation, how will you give access to your own people to work from home? How will you connect people? All of a sudden, everything was standstill. Nobody was on road, all transportation stopped. So this really, gave us an option to think over it, to go completely on cloud-based and, software as a service-based technology, which I'm sure everybody is doing and, trying to achieve. So this was a big learning, and then yes, we started rolling out a lot of products. First of all, the first step we have taken to enable people, because as a IT, we have to enable IT for people to work on. Started giving them something like work from home culture. How will you connect? Keeping in mind the security of data, secure network. Those things were very important for us. Giving from work from home culture for down the line staff as well as the senior level staff and all people should work. And then, yes, definitely we kept on thinking, a lot of, things were not in line. We evaluated a lot of products, checked. And the first thing we launched as online delivery module, we contracted company like Easy Diner and all, which has got, a lot of base with respect to their database as well as the technology coming along with them. And we have already evaluated a lot of other products for QR-based in-room ordering, or you talk about, restaurant ordering, digital payments, and these days people are looking for, they don't want to hand over their cards to them, so some kind of online payments, and so many other things with respect to the customer is satisfied. When they see that okay, the staff is approaching them in what contained manner and secure manner to them. Apart from that, there are other areas which we are working on it. We have evaluated and we have rolled out. We are in the POC testing phase as of now. Basically, the employees, like for example, in a particular room, there are 50 touch points in a room. Talk about TV, talk about remote, talk about phone, talk about tabs, talk about other things. Definitely, our runners are all sanitizing, cleaning hotels in a very good way, and they are very smart in doing that. But at the same time, there should be some historical data with us. Okay, they have covered these many rooms, these many touch, so that we have some data to analyze which all rooms are sold more, which all rooms are frequently sold. So we have to be very careful. What kind of, how we have to do the room assignment. So many, operations and IT point of view, combination of all those things. This is what we're trying to do. And we as a Radisson Group are launching our own product now, which we, during this, pandemic period, what we did, we fast-tracked that particular. We are launching our own product called Emma, which will be the combination of property management system, point of sale system, central reservation system, which is all guest loyalty. It is like unified platform, which will be like a digital transformation of guest journey happening from even at the thinking, thinking of the name Radisson, then you are connected with that particular system in both way, as well as customer point of view, as well as the staff point of view. So many things, because this has given us, and think that, okay, we should launch this system ASAP. We have already rolled out, 28 hotels across the world. Now, by end of this year, we are launching this with all the capabilities of touchless, mobile app, anywhere, anytime access and all that on this Emma system, which is like a game changer for Radisson Hotel Group. It is like one platform for all the systems instead of multiple systems which are running in each and every chain and vertical and all that. And the last thing I will touch on this question is basically cost cutting, which is a very important thing for everybody of us, and a lot of people have taken this kind of initiative. We have reached out to our partners, and we don't call them as vendors, they are partners. So help us during this pandemic time, help all the hotel management owners So they have provided us discount, they have provided us waivers, they have provided us deferral of payments if somebody is not able to give the discount, so that once the hotel is back on the cash flow, then yes, they can start paying. They have given us, staggered payment over the period of couple of months. They have given us good feel factor to, okay, fine, we are with you. And we are very thankful to all of our partners who had really supported and helped us with this. And nevertheless, there are so many other ways we have tried to save the cost for hotels. We have, there are some unwanted systems. We said, okay, suspend it for some time, which are not required. We have reduced the capacity of internet lease line or internet services, curtail the expenses there. We have tried hotel to push towards digital menu ASAP so that you can save on menu printing and all those things, also save on cost. Move more and more on e-billing so that you can save, e-paper, unnecessarily paper printing and all those things. So there are these kind of things we are trying to, tell hotels, and hotels are following. And the credit goes to, let me tell you, the whole, hotel teams, IT teams and other teams. They're like on top of it, and the hats off to them. Day and night they're working, trying to resolve from home, or they're coming to office during this time for supporting and all that. That's it from my side, Harish, as of now for this.
Okay. So I believe the role of information manager is changing to innovation now. We are doing so much of innovations, whether it is digital valley, whether it is digital journey of the guest, role is changing. Nilesh, I would like to know something from you.
Right now is winning back customers' trust in incorporating top-level safety and hygiene standards. So at Accor, we have enhanced our safety and hygiene measure by launching an all-safe label program worldwide, following a cleaning standard and operational protocols in the world of hospitality. This consists of certain 16 guiding principles, commitments, 35 actionable guidelines, 200 SOPs, which also includes enhancing cleaning protocols, enhanced staff training, new guest contact measure, contactless solution for IT, enhanced food safety measures, and also the global medical support for all the guests, partnering with insurance companies and all. So the first thing about the contactless services is a need of for the hospitality industry. We need to go ahead aggressively and embrace this technology and automation. So at Accor, we generally send an email to the guest 2 days prior to stay of their complete check-in. It does all the online formalities, do a e-reg card and all, and pilot testing is already on for the hotels. The guest comes in, gives the checks, collects the keys and checks out, and leaving the keys in the box if it's a prepaid guest. We have deployed QR code can be contactless solutions where a guest can order from his mobile via QR code solutions and move ahead. Another interesting technology what Accor actually it had from earlier days called ACDC, which is like Accor Digital Card. It majorly focuses on collecting data via customer relationship management system. So these are like guest preferences which are already stored, and if it is a repeat guest, then the artist, what we call our all employees, the artist will be ready with all the preferences set available to the guest, and we ensure that enhanced customer experience is already there with a minimal contact services over the thing. Coming up to on the cost side, yes, that's a main pinpoint as of today where cost has shooten up. So we have taken a lot of cost saving measures. For sure, thanks to our partners who have been with us in this, they had given good kind of discount. But today's scenario, how much discount or how much rebate is good for us was the business is bad right now, anyways. So whatever discount we get, it is good for us, and partners are helping us in a good way. 90% of them are actually helping us in a good way over this thing. I think that's it from me on the technology aspect. We also have introduced for the employees as such some QR code applications where their health declaration forms come up, because the safety level of the employees is at first of our heart. So whenever an employee comes down to hotel, he has to fill an updated form on his mobile via QR code application and self-declare the health forms. Somebody sitting at the back office will monitor all the forms and collectively see the data and isolate the people who are on the thread or something on that.
Okay, great, Nilesh. Great. The thing is, there's so many technologies available in the market. Thermal cameras costing around 4 lakhs, voice-enabled lifts, key dispensing, automatic key dispensing machines. All these technologies are very expensive. In this current time, we are just trying to survive. Do you feel all these technologies are required? I want to know, how do you differentiate what is good to have, what is must to have? Owners must be asking very difficult questions, like even I am asked a lot of questions. So this is an open question to all of you.
So if I may go first, I think Harish, it's a great question. And while we all are being given the responsibility of a digital IT, and while we have great plans, all of it, as we have to keep in mind, comes at a cost. And especially in these times, it is all the more really important. Okay, and that's something we follow what we call as a frugal engineering principles, wherein we still evaluate each of the solution from a different angle and how much it will cost. There is an ROI which is done, and only then we choose to implement one of those solutions. So let's take an example that you alluded to of a thermal camera. And when we launch iZest, it is not only for guests but for also for employees, right? So we thought that what is the best method by which we can implement. For example, today they have a biometric system by which they use for marking their attendance. So we replace that with a facial recognition system, wherein the employee walks in, just looks at the screen, and he's marked in. And then even number of times he goes in and out is marked as the first in and the last out is considered as the attendance. Right? When we were doing that, the temperature, we obviously have a stricter mechanism of monitoring the temperature every time someone comes in and goes out. We looked at, as you said, right, Harish, we looked at thermal cameras. They're costing upwards of 4 lakhs each. And then we realized that obviously that is something that we don't want to implement. So what we did is actually we tied up with one of the startups, and they came up with a solution that instead of a thermal camera, I can use a thermal sensor, and you incorporate that thermal sensor into the facial recognition that we have built in. So thermal camera, so what happens is, when you actually do attendance, when you come to within 2 feet of a screen, your attendance is also marked. The thermal sensor measures the temperature quite accurately, and we have set up the benchmark, configured in such a way that if it is beyond certain point, an alert mechanism is given, both audible alert onto the screen, as well as it is told the information goes to HR as well. So all of that is again incorporated back into the HR system. So when I look back this as an example, while the costs actually are higher from a thermal camera, it forces us to do the innovation. And I'm also happy to share with all of you is that the startup ecosystem in India is really doing well. And if you really look at, some of them have come up with great solutions, and at a price point that is really affordable. So it's no longer a lakhs. It's only a few thousand actually we could do by incorporating that thermal sensor into the attendance system that we have. So that's just one such example that I can share with you in terms of how we attempted, how we address the cost issue at the same time without compromising on the features.
Good innovation, I will say. And we all want more insight from you later. We'll take it offline with you.